Hey guys, how's it going? Ghost Rich here today, and today we're going to be putting a remote starter on the Jeep Wrangler. Now, the goal is, in all of this, is to not cut a single wire. That's it. I don't want to put in or cut in anything. I want to make this completely plug and play for you guys, so that way you can do this yourself. You just need to know a friend, or be able to talk to a company that can program the module for you, because it is a CAN bus system. But if this works, all you should need is this system. Now, let me get everything laid out and I'll show you. So for this project, we are going to need one remote start brain. Ignore the package I have on here because it's not actually what's in here. I have an EX2W2102. It is a one button, two-way remote start. Now, I'm only doing a one button because I have a key that does not have the OEM button pushes on them. If you do, you can actually get a different module, which doesn't even require you to have a remote, which is amazing, but I don't, unfortunately. I just have your regular keys. I was actually seeing, oh, I have them. So that way I can show you. So the only thing you're going to need for this process is a T20, really. That's going to take out 3 screws, but see how my key is just a normal Jeep key? It is not like if you have the other one where it has like a Sahara edition where you have unlock, lock and all that. You can actually buy a module where you don't need the one button remote. You can actually just do it without it. I have the one button remote in here. I'll pop it out in a second to show you. And I also have an antenna in here. Now, what does the antenna do? Well, we're going to put that up on the dash. It actually has an LED light, which allows us to read certain things, and also so that way you get a little bit better range out of it. Now, first thing to note is we aren't going to need a lot of this. All we are going to need is this, which is the T-harness. You can see that right here. One end will plug in into our lock cylinder, and so we will unplug a certain connector from the lock cylinder. This will plug into where that is, and this plugs into the alarm brain. Pretty sweet, eh? And you can tell, because it's color-coded, black and blue where they go in. Now, things to note, there's a little loop right here. This is a clutch loop. If you're doing this on a standard, I couldn't even tell you if they still support the software, but I would not suggest doing a remote start on a standard, just because if the wrong sequence is bypassed or anything like that, you will end up with your car inside your garage or harming someone if you remote start it and it's not neutral. So that being said, this little loop you see right here, you're going to cut it. If yours is not already cut, depending on who programmed it, it might still be intact. So you just take a pair of pliers and cut it. After that loop is cut very visibly and separated, now you can take this harness, and all we're going to do is plug the harness into this module on the side. Things to note off of this sheet. As you can see, we have our main harness, which is the one we're using, the CH5, which comes up here and is going to connect into our ignition cylinder. As you can see right here, the other is an analog one from which you can plug in to connect things. We are not going to be doing that. If you want to, the one that I might suggest you might want to do is your hood pin. This is more of a safety one, and what this allows you to do is, you can see, you would go through this, and it's the gray silver one, and you would take that out, plug it in, and then you would wire in this hood pin. What it allows is for it to not to be remote started when the hood is open. Now, the biggest thing is just don't have your keys in your pocket when you're working on your vehicle, and keep them away from yourself, and you're fine. I will also say this: if you're going to be taking your vehicle ever to a mechanic, put this under the hood. The reason why is then the mechanic knows that it is equipped with a vehicle remote starter, and they know that they should not have the keys around them when they're doing it. This is for most mechanics. A lot of mechanics still don't do it anyway, because with some cars, if you click the remotes or something, it might adjust to a certain driver and move the seat around and blah, 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 blah. We'll leave that out for right now. But seriously, all you're going to do is take that harness out, plug it into the blue and this one. The next thing that we need to do is there will be one more port for your antenna. So make sure you unravel this and get your antenna ready as well. By plugging it in on the other side, just like that, you can see it's double-sided sticky taped. So you can either stick it to your dash or you can stick it to your windshield. Some people prefer either or, so I'll leave it up to you. If you stick it into your, I might put it on my dash like that, because if I'm remote starting, I'm not remote starting from a condo, I'm remote starting from inside my house. Even though these things say they remote start from 5,000 feet away, I will warn you that concrete and everything else all take factor, just like when you're working with Wi-Fi. If you know internet terms, if your batteries are dead, they do give you some spares here. So what you would do is you would take your little 1-button remote, if that's the one you went with, or maybe went with a 3-button or something else. Again, just stars here. Release them with the Phillips head that is required, or that comes with it. When you pull it apart and then you hit it, you'll see it'll do that. And that's it. So let's go and pull the screws out we need to pull out in the vehicle. Grab your T20 and let's go. So if you come to your vehicle, you'll see this kick plate, which I've lit up for you. All you do is you grab the lip of it and pull, and it should come towards you, just like that. And then go to the other side, do the same thing. You'll see that it's on hooks, so you lift it out off the hooks and just leave it dangling off to the side. From this point, you're gonna aim your light completely up, which is gonna seem like it's blinding my camera, but if I go underneath here, you'll see under your steering wheel a T20 right here. The next thing you'll see is a hatch right in here, which also has a T20, and the other side right here, which has a T20. 3 in total. So take out this one, take out that one, and take out that one. Next thing you're gonna do is pop this down. Oh look, it already just popped my chair out, but you just literally do that. So you can see we've completely exposed the entire bottom end. Give me 1 second, I'll tell you exactly which wiring harness we're disabling. What I like to do is prepare everything, have it right here on the seat, have it ready to go, or put it off to the side on the passenger seat. And you want to just have that wiring harness, which is right here, ready to go. And we're going to come around the side. Take a look, this is the lock cylinder. I'm going to try and get a better lighting angle here. Okay, perfect. So lock cylinder, black box. If you feel around, you'll see a little duct tab right here. You're going to compress it and pull this wire out. It's very hard for me to do with both hands, but yeah, compress it with your finger or a flat blade screwdriver and then pull it out. Then you're going to take one side of your harness and slip it in there, and you're going to plug this side into the other side of the T-harness. So it's very simple. Unplug, plug the side of the T-harness in, that only one that fits there, and then take the other side, which has got the open connector, plug that in. And that should all be, that's required. All right, so if you're going to be using an antenna, you will just plug it in to the top port right here. Boom, done. So, as you can see, our red light is currently flashing, which is good. Things to note on this sheet. During one of the steps, you're either going to need your unlock button on your factory remote, which you can see I do not have, or you're going to hit the module control button, which is right here, right above the harness. You can see it right here. And when you hit that, it's going to learn a certain procedure when we're doing this. So what are we going to do first? We're going to open, close the door, set the ignition to on, which is past accessory all the way to on. You'll see it turn red for 1 second, possibly. It might be so quick it switched right to rapidly going green. And then you set the ignition to off. After that, you press that button on the side, or your unlock button. LED 1 will turn solid green for 2 seconds. Start the vehicle. From there, we will press the brake, press the button, release the brake, and it flashes green twice. All right, let's try this out. So, first thing, open. Wasn't quite open yet, so let's close it, open it. Now it's on. Take the ignition, put it to on. LED starts flashing green. Now that we see it flashing green, set the ignition to off. Press the module button. Both LED 1 and 2 turned solid green. Now we start the vehicle. Wait 15 seconds. That way the vehicle can warm up for a sec so we can establish proper tack. All right, that should be good. Next thing you're gonna wanna do is press your brake. As you're pressing your brake, you just quickly, bang, press that. See it's turning red? Release your pedal. There you go. It just learned tack. From this point, you turn off your vehicle. So with this one button style remote, very neat. Take your key, put it in on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on. You will see this blink like that. Quickly take your remote, press it, and then this remote will sync. You'll see this white light will come on and start blinking like crazy. After it does so, yeah, and after you press this button, that clicks twice, this starts blinking, you're all good. If your doors are closed and locked, click here. And your remote started. That's insane. So this is this vehicle remote started with absolutely no cutting. I haven't even put the hood pin in yet. I will be putting a sticker under the hood of the vehicle, so if for some reason some mechanic ever goes under here, he knows it's installed with the remote start, and he knows to keep this button as far away from him as he can. If you want to, you can put in that pin. All you would do is, since you have an automatic, you'll have a clutch plate and you can run that wire out and you just drill a spot in for the hood pin. Make sure that hood pin is compressed when it works. Again, I'll leave that to you. The reason why I did this video is I wanted to show you how easy it is now to have a remote start in a Jeep. You literally just put that T-harness in like I showed you, and then from there, you do this. Now, if you're gonna do a takeover, is what you call it, when you hop in your vehicle, so you've opened the door, you put your key to on, and then you put your foot on the brake, and you've now taken over driving the vehicle. You should be able to just put it into reverse, and here we go. Yep. If you press the brake first before you put your key in, the vehicle's gonna turn off. That's it. Now for this module, you can pretty much hide it anywhere. It's not like it's an alarm where you could have to really worry about burying it if you don't want it to scream when people are trying to enter your vehicle. If you want to, you can do that, but in the end, it's not a big deal. If I were you, you could even take this off and strap it to that plate we had it on, or you just climb in underneath there and you just zap strap it anywhere. I'll quickly show you wherever I put mine. What you're gonna wanna do is come around over here. I've already started with my finger, but I just basically wrapped my finger around here and pulled it out. Then you have this panel popper, which you can just go and do that. And that gives us this big wide open area right here above your speaker. Now, you could even, if you wanted to, zap strap your module in here, but the reason why I open this is I wanna bring my antenna around and through here, like so. Ta-da! Bring it up. And then now, I can either A, have it right here or right there. And then you can tuck in the wire right here like that. Boom. Now you can have your antenna right here. And then you can tuck in and zap strap all your extra. Just mind your speaker right here. You don't want to have it rattling against your speaker or something. So zap strap it nice and down, or tuck it in up here, whatever you want to do. But now you have that, and I'll tell you where I put my module. If you're looking right here under your dash, right here is a 7mm. All you do is you loosen it, obviously not with your fingers. I'm just showing you where it is. This flexes out a little bit, and then you can grab your module, which might be hard with me to do with my camera in my hands, but I'll try it. And with an extra little bit of flex, you can get that module out and put it right here. And again, you can zap strap it right here, up here. Just keep it out of the way of the panel, or if you really wanted to, if you had some Velcro, a nice flat spot right here, you could Velcro that module onto this panel. Just careful, because it could cause rattle if you go off-roading and whatnot. So you might not want to do that, but you could zap strap it here and that would be nice and tight. So if you're looking back here, you'll see that plate back there. I'm going to be slipping this in here like a card and then putting it in there. I'm actually going to put one more strip of Velcro, because what I wanted to do is sandwich in between the two pieces of Velcro, so it's like a cushion, so if it does move or rattle, you don't hear it. It just kind of sits on a floating cushion. Probably won't be able to see it even in here, but it's wedged, like I can't move it. So it's wedged in there. I'm gonna clean up a little bit more of this, but before I do, just to make sure, now that that's wedged, I'm going to remote start it again. Make sure nothing's come unplugged. So we'll give it 2 seconds. Okay, and click it until it goes solid. Perfect. And that's all there is to it. Just clean up a little bit of wiring, and that is it. I'm not gonna lie, that is insane. I used to install all the time these remote starters and whatnot to know that you can just get a T-harness now. Like this would probably work for the Dodge Rams and everything because they all use a CAN bus system that uses the same system that the Jeep does for the ignition. So that might be something too to look into if you're a Dodge Ram owner. I will too. If it's the same, I mean for most of these Chrysler products, I would suggest doing it. That's awesome. Being able to just quickly hit remote start, and the fact of the matter is it tees in, and if I were to get a 3-button remote, like let's say I got the other remote, not this one, the one that has unlock lock, well that's all part of the CAN bus system. So it would all go in. So you would be able to unlock, lock, and do everything to your vehicle. Perfect. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's how to add a remote start to any Jeep without cutting anything in, unless you want to add that hood pin or the wrap shutoff.